Well, I want to point out one major problem with Bitchute, and actually, it's not their fault. Not their fault at all. They're being ostracized by the credit card companies and PayPal and with everything else. You can't pay these people except through, um, like coin payments, like Bitchute. What do you call it? Bitcoin or whatever, something like that. I do not want to use any cryptocurrencies. And you can also use them through Subscribe Store. I don't know if it's showing up on a screen down here, but I tried getting on that. I'm still waiting for a word back, and I don't really want to join Subscribe Store other than to pay for probably the silver membership on Bitchute. I want to make a suggestion. Why can't we just send in a check to a P.O. box, even if I have to come up with, I think they're based in Great Britain, even if I have to come up with bona fide legal tender, British pounds, and do a certified check or something for my bank, I will do that rather than go with cryptocurrencies. But otherwise, the platform works pretty good. I put like 300 videos up there, and I was curious if they were going to survive. I put one video up there over a year ago, but then I started putting more videos up there. I got 126 subscribers and 18,000 views, which is actually, for a small platform like this, I don't know. But it's probably growing exponentially. I found a lot of things on there I thought was interesting because what I look for usually on BitChute is health and medical. And a lot of stuff I see that I pull up is not really what I want to care about that much. But sometimes there's other things on here. Like I found something on MMS, which I got clobbered with on YouTube for mentioning that MMS was nothing but chlorine dioxide, and I wasn't even recommending to use it. I was just saying what it was. It's water purification tablets, but there was a video on here, well documented, by a woman that cured her son of problems with MMS, and that's, in other words, the corporate powers and pharmaceutical don't want you to use it because it's too simple and too cheap. Which I can figure that's what's going on. YouTube got, and BitChute is actually being slammed for the same. In other words, a corporation sees something, like the big money people. They see something that is going well and becoming an influence. They want to control it, especially if it's an influence going against some of their wishes. So they pick and choose any video that they don't like, and they can make a point about. That's what they did with YouTube. There's some video playing, and their advertiser was against it, and then they put it all out on the major media, which is all, they're all, it's an octopus. They're all freaking connected. So as a way to control YouTube. Now, YouTube is still not controlled, but it's getting more and more control the last 2 years. The latest thing they've been doing is demonetization, which I'm still demonetized. And I'm probably going to go, I'm looking at other alternatives, and within next week, I'm not even going to wait another, if they don't get back to me in a month about this, I'm going to go to something else besides AdSense, or something else completely. But, I don't even have any strikes on my channel or anything like that. I had some from the MMS. I was like, God, you can't even say that. I mean, if I say this, if I was monetized or something, they'd be picking it up in the algorithms and go, yeah. But to me, what's going on is the heavy hand of big business has said, this has become a big force. We got to control it. At first, the people out of Wall Street and stuff, they would have thought YouTube was the most ridiculous thing there was. I remember mentioning about PewDiePie, mentioning that some guy from, I don't know, some Wall Street guy or whatever it was watching his videos, and they're saying they're too long, and like PewDiePie was saying, hey, I should make them shorter, just for you, or whatever. But the thing is, the people that want to control this, they don't partake in it. It's just a number. It's a money thing. Now, something else. I don't like the new Creator Studio. Like I got, this is the old one. This one is on an XP computer, and XP will not run the new Creator Studio. So to me, that's great. Now, what I don't like about the new Creator Studio is that it's geared towards making me somebody that's going to be worried about how many likes I have and all this kind of, how much my traffic is going up on a particular video. What I do is when I put out videos, I don't really put, most of the time, Well, it's different. There's different things. Like sometimes they just put out something that's not really, it's a cat video, whatever it is. But then sometimes when I put out videos that are more important, I really got them in there for the long haul. I don't have them for like attention seeking right now. So my goal is to actually put good information out here, but also just to mix it up because I don't want to be too serious about anything. And it's like everything's a hodgepodge in whatever I do on my channel. It's really a mixture of a lot of different things. So there is no one specific topic. But my goal is not to just grab attention and see what trends and see where I can get more money and stuff, because I'm not a multimedia guy. I never was, and I'm never going to be one. My goal is really just to put out information that you might not get from the entrenched monopolies, basically, which could be anything. Even the car how-to videos. You should see how many mechanics out there don't even know some of the stuff I put out there. And I'm not a professional mechanic. I'm an accountant. Just kind of do that for the heck of it. But, Bitchute actually does have a lot of content that is not allowed on YouTube, or it's suppressed on YouTube or whatever. And unfortunately, even YouTube, though, has a lot of content that is excellent but doesn't get a lot of attention. Now, I don't think that's all because of the algorithms or what's going on. I think it's because of the public itself. The public creates their own problems. I mean, it's what happens. So, but my major problem with Bitchute is that you really can't pay these people. I wanted to set this up, and it is extremely unfair to Bitchute that they can't use PayPal or credit card services. They're still working on that to get the credit card services going again. I would definitely sign up for the silver thing. I would put my I'd put everything up there again. But right now, I'm probably going to go with another, you might see, I don't know what's going to happen because I don't have any strikes or anything on my channel or anything right now or nothing like that. And the strikes they gave me was nonsense. I mean, I had one for just mentioning Sandy Hook, and which I just said it now. It's like, which was, where were the medevac helicopters? I wasn't even going down the deep trail about anything else. They didn't even like that. I was like, Jesus. It was like they were told, slam anybody that mentions that word, Sandy Hook or MMS, which since I mentioned it right now, to be like, if you mention that, they got their marching orders. Slam that. Which, that's why Bitchute is important to keep going. But Bitchute is being criticized for the same things YouTube did, because they're putting out, it's a free and open platform for now. One thing they got an advantage is because with this technology of using the web torrents or something like that within the web browser, that is actually made it so what do you call it? It's the server cost for them to keep this stuff up there is a lot less. But I want to sign up for them, and I want to sign up for them because I want to use them as a strong backup. But there might be videos, there might be monetized videos on YouTube again, because I'm gonna probably go through something else that checks, everything for people copying your videos and all this kind of crap like that, which I do check for. But there's a tool out there that is actually exponentially better for doing that type of stuff. The other thing is that, I can tell you one big advantage on YouTube is that the search engines are freaking much, much better. I know they filter out the results towards the big money, but in Bitchute, this is more of a minor problem. The major problem is you got to get away, if they can just let me write a physical check to them with a P.O. box, the UK, so I could sign up. I mean, that'd be nice. I mean, maybe that's a pain in the ass to do with the processing of all the checks. Maybe that's not economically feasible. They want to have it electronic. But how about I can wire you the money, and I'll pay the $15 for the wire, the $25, just so I can freaking pay you. I'm not doing this cryptocurrency, and the subscribe star thing is taking forever. That's the major problem. You need to get money. They need to get money into their coffers, and PayPal and the credit card they cut them. PayPal and the credit card services cut them off. Now, a more minor problem is they don't have as good a search engine, and also you can't put a lot of tags on your. You got three tags you can put on your videos, and you can put a big thing in the information box. But I got on some of my videos, and actually I go back. I write short stories in them, so they, I know a lot of people pick them up and they link them back here because in their blog, all they do is they copy my short story in there, and it's like makes it easy for them. They don't have to write nothing. Um, and honestly, the last couple of years, I've backed off saying a lot of different things because it's like self-filtering. What do these guys want? What do they don't want? And all this kind of garbage. Um, and actually, I always was self-filtering since I got on YouTube. I'm probably going to get out a video here pretty soon about some of the stuff with the because one thing I have a knack for, and this goes along with mainly an accountant, right? I have a math background, two major. Well, the schoolwork from way back is one thing, but I was actually top 1% in mathematics on my SATs all the time, top 1% in the country, which really works with computer sciences, accounting information systems, and all that type of stuff. But the difference with me and a lot of other people is I have practical hands-on knowledge. I can actually do things, and when you have this common sense knowledge about fixing, repairing, all kinds of things like MacGyver knowledge, and you have the accounting knowledge and the information systems knowledge, it makes me very strong at seeing a common sense problem or breaking down a problem into a simple solution. In other words, I could see the overall picture of what's going on. And a lot of times people that are too tech orientated, they can't see that. I can tell you one thing, what's going to have a problem with YouTube is that, Susan, I don't think is the main problem. No way in hell. I know everybody's criticizing her, but she was actually resisting a lot of this garbage that she was being told to, filter out all this stuff on YouTube. I know people disagree with that and they'll say I'm kissing her ass, but she ain't hearing this video, okay? Yeah, the thing is, she has not caved into them that easily. But they got the money. They're paying her. They're paying YouTube. She's got a freaking they don't if she doesn't do what they want, she's gonna be replaced. It's just like, I can't put anything there is out on YouTube and they'll knock me out. But the thing is, so now I don't really know what the rules are. Because when you gig videos from 6 years ago and they were up there for 6 years and all of a sudden you're saying they're no good, you're changing the rules. You're changing, and that's why I'm thinking anything I even mention about carbon C60, longevity, or even repairing your own car, for crying out loud, they could say there's a problem. Maybe the automotive repair industry that's maybe advertising on YouTube will say, we can't have that because that's unsafe. And he's not certified, or this or that. Just like you're doing with the medical. You're going to do it with everything. So, YouTube's going to go right down a freaking crapper because it's going to turn into cable TV. And I can tell you right now, I'd pay money not to watch cable TV. That's how bad it is. I see it at the gym all the time, and I'm saying I might watch a rerun from freaking 50 years ago, but I definitely usually don't even watch that. I use my cell phone with the big battery in it, and I'll watch usually on Bitchute. And sometimes I'll watch on YouTube if they got some content that is unique. But most of the content I watch on YouTube is definitely low video views, and they're probably not even they're probably from universities, medical doctors and stuff. So, it's not the stuff that, that's trending. But the main problem with BitChute, though, is that it is not, they got no way to get the money in. I don't know what this is like. This is telling you the big money, goes all the way back. You could say it even goes back, the 60s, and some people, it goes back even way before the 20s. But even in the 1920s, J.P. Morgan, he influenced. There was a lot of problems with the newspapers coming up with why World War I, really what led up to World War I, and that was all coming out. And J.P. Morgan, and he was an agent for the Rothschilds. And honestly, I'm probably a direct descendant from Lionel Nathan Rothschild. If Duke Albert Edwards' real father was Lionel Nathan Rothschild, as Lord Greg Hallett says, Lionel Nathan Rothschild is actually my third great grandfather. It could be possible because I got the demon sense. I know I know it's stronger than me. Not everybody that's got that link to him has that, but I know it's stronger than me. And I'm very pro-Jewish. And it may be why, and I never knew about that link from way back. I only learned about it a few years ago. I knew about the Duke forever, but I didn't know the Duke's real father was not Lionel Nathan Rothschild. My great-grandfather was the illegitimate son of Duke Albert Edward. So, I'm going to tell you though, the money is always looking. The money, J.P. Morgan, he looking to influence the newspapers way back in the 1920s. He says buy these half a dozen or a dozen newspapers that are the biggest ones, and all the other papers follow them. That was to keep out of the news all the financial profiteers in World War One, and even Smedley D. Butler, the most decorated Marine of all time, he tells you that the in boldly in black and white in his book. He prints his articles, also in speeches. War is nothing but a racket. He wrote that about war is a racket, and so people get on YouTube and they criticize things about what's going on with the money angles and stuff, and who's profiting from what. They want that all shut down. They don't want people knowing about what's really going on. So they look for an excuse. They find a video that's offensive, that really is offensive, but then they get, okay, we got to control everything. Susan was actually resisting this. I know she was, okay? Because they were complaining that she was still allowing stuff to go through. I saw that in the major media. Now, Bitchute is letting anything go through pretty much, right? Unless you're copying movies or something like that. But they're letting pretty much, if it's your own creative work, they'll just let it go through. And, that's up the way it should be in a free and open market. That's the way it should be. So they cut them off from all the finances. Now they think they cut me. Well, they cut me off here, but this was the wrong thing for YouTube to do to me. In particular, because I don't think like that guy, the German guy. I get pissed off. I'm not gonna complain on YouTube and blah blah blah, cry to these guys. I already wrote to some politicians about your career is going to sink if you let these guys get away with this stuff. Because I put some semi-conservative stuff on here. I think that has to do with it also about the Confederate thing. Well, the Confederate thing is not what the bullies out in New York financial world tell you it is, because the bullies are really out of New York. The Confederate thing from the South is all about your home, your family, defending your own land and your own family, your own people, and all that stuff. It's unlimited powers to the government. That's all that was about. But the New York financial oligarchs can't have that. So I don't want to go too long on this because I think I read too long already. But like I said, my major complaint on Bitchute is you can't pay these guys. I was going to probably go for the silver thing because the gold has probably got more stuff than I could freaking ever use. The silver has 2 channels, 20 playlists, and 100 playlist entries. So that's 2,000 videos you can put in playlist. This you could put 200 playlist entries in. Well, maybe I would try the silver first. The bronze wouldn't be enough for me, but the silver probably would be. And yeah, I'm going to put some more silver videos out. But I don't know what they got. I don't know what it is. It might be a pain in the neck for them to process a check, but I don't see why not. Why can't they put a P.O. box out there and have a form, paper form, that you fill out, you say what your identifier number is, your channel name is, and I know maybe it's a pain in the butt to process all that information, but then I'm thinking maybe you'd have another 20,000 people doing this. I mean, how are they going to stop a paper check? I mean, you're going to do that too? To me, this is illegal. How these credit card companies and PayPal stopped Bitchute. And I also mentioned, I'm going to link back to a video. Now, the video I did about some of the New York financial elite, I don't really have nothing against all these guys, but they are in a club, and it also tells you like where the PayPal guy, I forgot the guy's name, is in that club too. So, but yeah, my videos are going up on Bitchute too, but I want to see Bitchute survive and thrive. And this thing where they can't get any money in is ridiculous. That's not right. Now, YouTube doing this stuff to me, this is not a lot of money to me. I was never trying to push this into some big bucks. I just wanted to make a little bit of money on it. But since they did this to me, this was the stupidest thing they ever did. For me. To me. Because I'm not I'm not some 20-something-year-old kid. I've been around for decades doing senior accounting, and I've worked for some of the most. I work directly for some of the biggest vipers around, um, and I know how to get back at things. And you know what? I'll hold a grudge for 10, 15 years. But I also got pissed off at this because they diverted my attention from precious little kitty cat gold digger who died of cancer. If I would have caught that a week earlier, I think she would have lived. And I'm pissed off at that. That's pissing me off more than anything. And it's sort of like maybe that timing was that way. The gods made it that way because just to piss me off. Because I'm not caring about. I don't give a crap who survives out there financially or not. I don't care. To me, YouTube is a big financial juicy target for the government, which I hate the government, and I think the government ought to stick their nose out of everything. But I'm going to tell you this too. I put down to pay me through an LLC. So if you do 1099 to me, I won't be your employee. You won't be my employer, and I won't be your employee. But I can tell you what, for most people, that's the relationship, and they're going to find that to be the case, and that's going to sink you guys. I'm going to tell you I know it's going to sink them, because the reason that it's going to sink them is because it's not just the relationship has changed when the YouTube has breached their contract with us as partners. In other words, if you could just change your mind midstream and no, do this, no, do that, no, do this, but we're not really telling you what to do because, it's something wrong with community standards. You know what? Why they're going to look through that and they're see that's BS? Because YouTube and the financial Google has a lot of money and the government is broke. I'm anti-government as all hell. Trust me. Believe me. But when you're getting to be so damn big, and I can tell you the government's involved. I'll tell you this: the CIA is involved in. Well, I'm going off on a longer than I thought. The CIA is involved in YouTube big time at Google. I think you know this, but some people are getting some major money. I don't want to say how I know this, but a lot of millions, and through this, and not the Bitchute, but the other guys, the YT, and I don't want to say how I know this. But I was flabbergasted how the hell this people was getting so much money. And I saw this. I didn't actually see the 10. I just was told this by somebody who knows this stuff. I said, who the hell is this guy? Who's this? He's freaking making more money than Jimmy Kimmel. And then I associated with something else. I said, it's the CIA. Now, the other thing is I know what the CIA is involved in YouTube. It's because, you see all these flat earth videos they put out on YouTube? What a joke, man. I already recognized immediately what that was to be. So you associate that with some other video, a topic they don't like 911. You say, oh, YouTube is putting out with flat earth and 911 videos like one's not equivalent of the other. See? You know what I mean? But they put that, also that's a good test to see how stupid people are, which pissed me off with the Carbon C60 people still knocking at. That stuff's the safest stuff going, the Carbon C60. There's never been anything out there where they tested rats where they couldn't find any toxic level. I mean, you can kill a rat pretty easy with caffeine, but nobody's telling you not to drink coffee because the advertisers with Coca-Cola and coffee are still on YouTube. Carbon C60, they're never going to study it for humans because it's going to knock out a lot of pharmaceutical unless they can attach it with pharmaceutical. It's all about the money angle. That's why I don't like the new Creator Studio, because they're trying to gear the people that are publishing videos to oh, what do I like? You're just trying to make you like little money generators. I'm an information generator, just like a reporter more or less, but I'm not actually getting on political topics. But here you can't even say anything, just about. It's ridiculous. So anyway, just want to say that Bitchute's probably about your best option right now, but they need